grand rising, grand evening, whatever time it is for you. So, oftentimes, especially living in the type of system that we do, there are several beings that are lost in lack cycles, stuck in scarcity mindsets. It is not their fault. We live in a system that is designed to a T to keep people trapped in scarcity and lack mindset and pain cycles of needing, wanting, and not having. Everything within this current system is designed to keep people in a state of unfulfillment, to cause people to be unsatisfied with what they have. It makes it really difficult for a lot of beings on the planet to have gratitude in their now moments and what all the blessings that they currently have, both internally and externally. And it is a program that has been integrated into a lot of minds within this collective consciousness. Now, I just want to have a quick conversation about what scarcity and lack mindset is, how you can recognize if that's a potential cycle or mindset that you are stuck in. Because, we're here to break cycles. We're here to turn those cycles into figure eights. So, I've been trapped in a lack and scarcity mindset. I've been placed very strategically in situations that were intended to keep me or influence me to have a scarcity or lack mindset. So, the way that you can recognize if you or someone whom you care for or is around you has a scarcity or lack mindset is going to be first and foremost hoarding. So there are beings on this planet who hoard many things. There are people who hoard money. There are people who have an abundance of material wealth, but they are in lack and they are in scarcity because it is the core rooted belief that there's not enough for everyone, and so you must hold and keep still and keep stagnant what you have. You must take and keep. That is the building blocks for a lack mindset, or being stuck in a scarcity paradigm. There are people who hoard people, that friend that leaves the door unlocked and open on all of their past relationships, whether they are harmful relationships or not. There's never they don't close the door and actually, close the door. There's always, that space left open. There are people who hoard objects. We've all heard of hoarders. There are people who hoard knowledge, wisdom, and information. There are people who hoard wisdom. There are people who hoard kindness, love. And it all boils down to the core belief that if they are to release anything, they're going to be in lack. But that is that's the ironic aspect of it. The holding on to the things, not holding on to things. Anytime you form attachments, whether that be on people, places, or things, and you hold those things, you want to hold them because you feel if you were to surrender or release, you are going to be lacking or lose something. Well, that's a pretty big indication that that fear is what you're embodying. That fear of loss, of lack, of not having enough, of the fear of I'm going to miss out. I don't want to let go of anything because then I'll have nothing. And the reason why, you know, this turns into a cyclical thing is because when you're in that energy, then the message that you're sending to source is that you yourself are lacking, that you don't have any faith, and that there's no room to usher in, to call in, to manifest or build anything new. And so in order for, you know, you to call in new experiences, relationships, opportunities, energy, you have to surrender and release what's taking up the space. It'd be really hard to build a building in a neighborhood that every inch of space is there's already a building there. Where are you going to put your house? You have to dissolve, demolish. You have to clear out space in order to call in or manifest in anything new. And so something that I've been, I think about a lot, and something that I've observed is it really truly is a mindset. It's almost like a curse, you know, a brainwashing of sorts, that because I've seen people who have they have so many things, you know, but they are not fulfilled. They cannot enjoy any of the things that they have for fear of losing, for fear of, and another thing with like lack mindsets that I've observed is a lot of times it causes people to do things that are immoral or just unkind to others because of that belief, that core belief that if someone else, you know, has something, if someone else is fulfilled or gains, then I am somehow losing. By that person gaining, it is taking something away from me. That is a symptom of being stuck in this lack and scarcity mindset template. And unfortunately, people that steal from others, people who oppress others, people who have, you know, at least in the external, it appears they have it all, but they go out of their way to oppress, to trap, to bind others, to stick their big foot out on someone else's path. That is a symptom of lack. And that's a really simple way to observe if someone is stuck in a scarcity or lack mindset, regardless of what they have, regardless of what they look like. I'll tell you, in my experience, I've had a lot of people operating from, you know, a scarcity and lack mindset, put me in an external situation where I didn't have anything. There, at one point, you know, I was pregnant, sleeping in my van. I lost everything in the physical, but it was in me losing everything, all of the material things around me, that I gained everything. I realized that by losing everything, I was everything. I had everything. I'm rich in spirit. I holding a core belief and a core knowing that even when everything in the physical is ripped away from you, that because of the energy you exude and the energy that you carry, you'll get it out all back, because that's just the energy you're in. You are abundant, and you know, and anything that's meant for you cannot be taken. It can be borrowed, but if it's yours, it'll return to you. Always. Nobody can steal what is meant for you, and anything taken is just clearing out space for the new things that you need to manifest in. Anyways, I'm sending y'all so much love to the universe and beyond. We'll talk more about this later. Bye. So, if you haven't watched part 1 of that I just posted, the Loss and Lack video, please go watch that one before you watch this one. But now it's time to talk about the other side of the coin, okay? Because what I've recognized and noticed on my path is that with any limiting belief or harmful behavior that is not conducive to self or other, not conducive to self-love and growth, is that there are normally going to be two extremes within that behavior or that mindset. So when it comes to lack and scarcity, the other side of that coin, and this was the lack and scarcity mindset that I found myself trapped in and that I transcended, is going to be the giver lack mindset. So the core belief and intention is the same as the hoarder lack mindset and scarcity template, which is you feel that you must overgive, not implement boundaries. Both the hoarder and the giver both have issues with boundaries, by the way. But you feel you must give, or you are going to lose. You're going to lose the relationship. You're going to lose the opportunity. You're going to lose the experience or the material gain, that you must diminish yourself in order to maintain, hold, and keep what you have. So the intentionality with both the hoarder lack and scarcity mindset and the giver lack and scarcity mindset is actually the same. They're both scarcity mindsets. They both function on the belief that you have to either bury yourself or sacrifice yourself in order to keep what you have. And the issue with that is when you are in scarcity, lack, and so that survival mode, and you're operating from that survival template, there's no room to manifest in anything new. There's no room to open the space or create the space for new relationships, opportunities, and experiences, because you have formed attachments and are holding on to what does not serve you. If you are a giver that is stuck in scarcity and lack mindset, because I know for myself, there was a time when I had no idea that I could say no. There was a time when I didn't know what a boundary. I didn't even know that I was allowed to have boundaries, people. Man, that was quite the time. But anything you lose by setting a boundary, by saying no, by showing up for yourself, by choosing yourself, release it, surrender it. It is anything you lose by doing that was never meant to be in your experience in the first place. Remember, what is for you cannot be taken. It cannot be stolen. And anything borrowed that is meant for you will be returned to you when you are in energetic match and in a state where it serves you and will serve your life and the best interest of self and other. So I just wanted to make sure that I made this video to ensure that yes, you can be a giver and still be in lack and scarcity mindset. I was that giver that was operating in a lack and scarcity mindset. You are rich in spirit. You are abundant. Your energy is currency, and baby, you're gold. So just keep that in mind. I am sharing this information because that we live in a system that it integrates and creates this lack mindset in those who operate within it. But there is a way to transcend out of these cycles, these diminishing cycles, this belief that if you release and if you surrender, you are somehow lacking. Or if someone else gains or someone else achieves, that somehow takes from you. They're all illusions, and none of those things are true. Your energy is currency. So hold the belief that you are abundant by nature, and anything you lose is just clearing space for what you're meant to usher in. And the things that are taken that are meant to be in your experience will always return to you because they're yours. Anyways, I'm sending out so much love to the universe and beyond. Bye.